Well, here we are, our last show before the summer break at Ray Boughen's office. He just flew in from Ottawa late last night, to get here in time to do our show, which we appreciate a lot. And it's Casual Friday, right?
Our Casual Friday, true.
Okay. Well, welcome back to Moose Jaw for the weekend.
Okay, thank you.
Because you're still going strong. The house is still sitting strong.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like we're going to be sitting till the 21st. That's our calendar date, but it may change. There's one thing for sure that we say on the Hill, that's change. Whatever you think is in place, you'll find it's changed. So,
well, something I found interesting talking to Joe here at the office is that, you know, we have no concept of the time commitment that is taken on by a person who's a member of Parliament. And like last week, you know, with all the stuff going on about the Senate and you know, other things that are, and bills trying to get through because they're important to get passed. You know, you don't go question periods like an hour in the afternoon. That's what people see on TV.
Right. But theater at its finest.
I've been there and I've seen. Yeah, there's some pretty. Some people who stand out, but for sure. But Ray, a normal day for you starts around 9 o'clock in the office.
Most days start about 8.
8 o'clock in the office, and then you have meetings in the morning.
Right.
And then in the afternoon you go in for the question period.
Question period.
And then after that, what happens?
Well, then it's they call it routine matters of the House. So things like petitions are presented. Things like a continuation of private members' bills happens after question period as well. There will be some attention given to bills that have been, I guess, at rest, for want of better words. For example, is clean water and our wastewater management for First Nations folks. That bill started 4 years ago. I spoke to it on last Tuesday night at 12:15 a.m.
That's what I was going to say. People don't realize that once the TV cameras go off for the question period, you guys keep going. And the last week, just what were your times of finishing days?
Well, this past week, Monday was 12:15
a.m.
a.m. Tuesday was 1:05 a.m. Wednesday, which was my duty day, we didn't end up till 1:30 a.m. And Saturday this week, I was on the bird headed to Moose Jaw. But the sessions were slated to go till 12:30 on Thursday. Friday always closes off at 2:45, so
people can get back their constituencies.
Right.
Yeah. But so we're getting our money's worth out of you.
Oh, yes,
out
indeed.
of you.
And out of a lot of folks.
And the members of the House.
Right.
Maybe not so much the senators.
No, the senators lead a different life. True.
I was saying, like, the attendance for people who are in the Senate is not, as a school teacher, I am justifiably horrified, because in average high school, when you were principal at Peacock, the average attendance is 95% of the students who are in the school are there. There's only 5% away at any one day, and that's and it may be higher. And if there's illness, it may drop down to 90. But quite honestly, attendance in schools is pretty good.
Oh yeah, it is.
But attendance in the Senate is not good.
Attendance in
the Senate is not good.
No.
You know,
no, there's horror stories from attendance that never happened. One chap, Senator Thompson, lived in Mexico for a while, and I think a year and a half, and had his Senate check mailed down to him in Mexico. Those kinds of things are stopping, Lyle. The brakes are on.
There needs to be somebody, and then we're going to have the reform, and the senator from Saskatchewan, who is chairing that committee, stepped down this week because he's going in for treatment for bladder cancer, which is a terrible thing to take you away from that. But so where does it go then?
Well,
does somebody else step up?
They'll appoint another chair. Yeah, the Senate as a whole will appoint a chair. The one thing that people tend to forget is there's more than 4 or 5 senators. Like we've got all the focus on 2 or 3, 4 people that have done it wrong. There's a whole bunch that have done it right. And come to mind, one of our own, Renelle Andrechuk, has served long hours, long days at the Senate, working on behalf of Canada with a lot of influence in foreign affairs. The media, unfortunately, tends to not mention those folks, and there are a lot of them that do good work. So
I remember my favorite recollection of Renelle Andrechuk was when she was on City Council in Moose Jaw, and the walk on the right side of the sidewalk debate was going on.
Her hot bylaw.
Oh yeah, and one of the councillors said, "Well, I'm not worried about that. Well, I'm walking down the street." She said, "Well, you better keep your head up if you're walking towards me, because I'll be on the right side, and if you're on the wrong side, you."
Yeah.
She was, yeah, and she's been a very devoted public servant, and in a private way, just does her job.
True.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. There are a lot of good people doing good work, but sadly, there are people in there who are taking advantage of the system and kind of running amok.
Yes, indeed, because all of these things, Lyle, as you know, go through computers. Well, you can maybe win on the computer today, maybe beat the computer tomorrow, but the computer will get you. I mean, if you're going to do anything with numbers and you think you're going to get fancy with the number game, forget it, because those machines are ruthless and accurate to the nth degree. I mean, play by the rules, and that gets things done, and everyone is happy campers.
Yeah, and you were saying that the checks that are in place for the House of Commons, the members, there's every penny has to be accounted for, and it's monthly that those returns are in. Where the Senate hasn't got that, and perhaps that may be something that they might want to.
They're going to have to update their whole financial system, Lyle. You're right, and what they're looking at is the same system that runs for the House of Commons. And you're quite right again, every nickel is accounted for. You know where it's spent. You may not agree with the spending of it, but you know where it's spent, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I love the answer. It says some honourable members. They might have to change the language in that because, comments in the activities that have happened. Now, yesterday, Pamela Wallin held a press conference, and she said she was told either step aside or you're going to get fired. I don't know if you'd heard that.
No.
And she held this conference. She said that she was going to call for the Prime Minister's office and said, if you don't step aside, then we're going to fire you. So, it's an interesting thing. So I can't really ask you a question about it because you didn't hear it. So yeah. But it was her first chance in speaking in public since that happened. So,
I don't know that you can fire senators.
They're like
we can come to think
they're like
of it,
cats.
Well, we have a constitution, the Constitution of Canada, which has some strange things in it. I mean, strange in our concept of today. But I know the different things compared to what we're operating under the Constitution of today. But I'm not sure many of them have been changed.
I'm sure
they are what they are.
But I think that was the message was that we don't want you around, basically.
Well, and that's true. Senators belong to a caucus, like there's Liberal senators, Conservative senators, no NDP senators.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, it's funny, why don't they appoint some?
I don't know. There's some independents folks.
Stephen Harper seems to have a really good choice. He's maybe he could try something else. Maybe this would work better. Just
hard to say.
Yeah. We've only got about 3 minutes left, Ray. I want to talk about you're going back and dealing with a lot of bills that are important. But the summer is going to be taking place for you as well, and a little bit of holiday, but a lot of work to do during the summer.
Right. We'll be spending a lot of our time with Aboriginals and First Nations issues. I sit on that committee. We're looking at bringing a couple of 3 resolutions to get them ready for the fall. So there'll be time spent on that. There'll be other time spent on issues that are local, and so we'll pick up on some things. The water problem, again, the most sought commodity on the exchange is water. We're looking at a project with the Quibella Valley and down Buffalo Lake, and so that'll take some time. There's an issue with the armories over in Regina that we're working with, trying to keep the officers' mess intact there. So yeah, there's bits and pieces.
RUSI.
The USI, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and that's a point that's I have a little connection with that, and it's a pretty sensitive issue, but
right.
It's monies, and where do you put your money?
Yeah, I've had a good discussion with Minister McKay about that issue, and we're working with him on that. So yeah, that'll take some time, and as you know, a lot of this stuff is time consuming without much at the end result, but you need to get the front end work done too, so that's the way it is.
All right. Well, I wish you and Sandy a good summer, and enjoy that.
Thank you, love. Back at you.
Yeah, thanks. And I know that you guys will be spending a little bit of time. Today, you're heading off to graduation ceremonies.
Granddaughter's graduating.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Up in Langenberg. It's exciting time. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're great. Well, thanks for taking the time before you head off to talk to us about that. That's great.
Thanks for inviting us to be part of your show, Lyle. Appreciate that.
And this is going to be the last show of before we do our summer hiatus. I'm heading off to join the Army See the World for a couple of months, and in the meantime, I hope that all our guests have a good guests, and all of the audience has a good summer. And we're looking forward to seeing you back early in September when we come back to Moose Jaw this week. So thanks to my guests for being here. Thanks to you for watching, and have a good, safe summer. We'll see you in the fall. Thank you.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.